Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Cosmic horror.
Working it out with a pencil.
Working it out. Like, that's how mathematicians work it out. When they need to figure out what's causing the cosmic horror, they get a pencil, they smuggle it into their cell where all the padding is, and they write on the padding all the formulas for what made them go mad from reading whatever book they picked up.
Yeah. Classic mathematician mistake.
Yeah.
Is that what you think people assume when you say work it out with a pencil?
We were talking about that old joke, if you're constipated, you should fix it, work it out. It's fix it like a mathematician. That's the old joke.
I've never heard that joke either.
You work it out with a pencil.
Guess I'm not up on vaudeville comedy.
Yeah. You're not up on the latest in old jokes?
The latest in old jokes.
Yeah.
I love that wordplay.
Thank you. I've been playing with my words almost constantly. The minute Amy starts work in the morning, I get my words out and I play with them.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like one of those magnetic word things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she lets me
lines them up.
Yeah.
Yep. I line them up perfectly. Sentences, sometimes multiple sentences.
So we still don't have a good pun yet.
For somebody suggested, what were the cosmic brownies that Little Debbie makes? Little Debbie Presents Cosmic Horror Month or something like that.
The Star Crunches?
No, they had a cosmic brownie.
Are they brownies with like colored sprinkles?
And they're shaped like stars and moons and shit.
No, that's some more obscure a Little Debbie snack.
It's obscure Debbie.
Yeah, it is. Maybe I know the zebra rolls. I know the oatmeal cream pie.
No, I just want
the Nutty Buddies.
Obscure Debbie. That's my drag queen name.
Obscure Debbie.
Coming to the stage. It's hard to see you because you're obscured.
I'm scared.
It's like, come on out from behind the curtain.
Little Dagon. Snack cakes.
They're shaped like horrors from another dimension.
Yeah, or
they're very fishy.
You think they're shaped like people, but they're shaped like fish when you bite into them.
Fish flavored sweet treats,
and they're full of fish. I love a fish cake.
Hey
roll.
man, people eat Swedish fish.
Yeah,
but they don't taste like fish.
Why do these have to taste like fish?
They taste like Swedes.
They taste just like sweets.
All right, so Cosmic Horror Month. What are we doing? We're doing From Beyond.
We're doing From Beyond the Night. Last week we did Annihilation to kick things off.
Yeah.
Which was my second time through. I love that movie so much now, especially after revisiting it. But this one was the one I was really excited about.
Man, me too. Because I realized I had seen parts of this. I had not put this all together in one thing. And I thought I hadn't seen it at all, but I did remember some of it. God damn, I love it.
It's the company, like, it almost felt to me like back then that Brian Usna and Stuart Gordon were kind of taking turns directing and producing for each other. And
then you got Charles Band.
And Charles Band, and they were doing a lot of music too for them. But, well, when you think about it, this is all that place in Italy that Dino De Laurentiis basically came to those guys and was like, you can make all the movies you want here. And then one day the government came in and shut it all down, I guess, because I don't know exactly why. I don't, probably a tax thing.
Yeah, the guy, I was watching the credits, the guy who directed Troll, John Buechler, worked on the crew or like on the
effects.
He didn't. Yeah, he worked on the effects. That's right.
Yeah, he did the effects for one of the Nightmare movies, I think. I know he did them for, I think it was Friday the 13th 7. I'm pretty sure it was Buechler who did that Jason design.
Yeah.
I hope I got that right. Somebody I'm sure is going to tell me if I didn't, but
How dare you not get it right?
It's
but
amazing.
I'm no expert. I'm just a dude
It's even
standing in
amazing
front
you
of
know
a
the.
girl.
It's amazing you know the names of the effects artists.
No, it's not. I have this stuff beating into my head every time we're at Whorehound Weekend.
Was that a segue to Whorehound coming in a month?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's true. It is.
You know what else about Whorehound? Nathan's new book is out. Came today in the mail. Halftone Horrors, a history of horror movie comic books. I believe that's the name, the full name. But it's this 240-page like hardbound coffee table book, and his criteria was like every comic they cover in the book had to be based in an intellectual property that originated in a movie.
Right.
And it's really interesting shit. This is like a major work of research. If you're into horror comics, it's pretty deep dig. I hope he does more of them.
That's wonderful. Where can one get that?
I have no idea. Probably at
Just
horrorhound.com.
Google.
I got
I
it
love
through
a deep dig.
The GoFundMe is why we got it.
Ooh, was it an autograph copy?
No,
You should get
I'm going to corner
You should
him.
get it autographed at Whorehound.
We'll just go knock on his door later.
Yeah.
It's Halftone Horrors. Nathan Hanneman. Google it.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting, guys?
Yeah.
Do you know what's not exciting?
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson broke up. No, I don't care.
Thank God.
You're right. That's not exciting.
I felt like I was on E! News for a second.
Teresa from Real Housewives of New Jersey got married. And her sister-in-law and brother weren't there.
Is her ex-husband still in jail?
No, he got deported, though.
Oh, deported, huh?
To Italy, right?
Yeah. No, really, Olivia Newton-John died, and I just feel like that really hit a lot of people really hard.
Yeah.
Everybody okay?
I'm fine.
It really, I
We
think,
weren't
bummed my
close.
mom out.
Somebody else. Who am I missing? Somebody else. And I was like, we should say.
Clue Gallagher died.
Clue Gulager died.
Yeah.
Clue Gulager. That's exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I said
Damien
Gallagher.
Maffei wrote a really nice tribute to him
Saw that,
on
yeah.
Facebook. It was really heartfelt.
And Damien shared that, like, if you follow Damien, he's an actor and he does a lot of horror stuff, but
He's our co-star.
he's our co-star. Christina
Yeah.
Hendricks is my co-star. But Damien, has had he's met all these people through work and stuff. And like, he like you were saying, like, I think he put it on his Instagram too, but follow Damien Maffei, and he's a super horror fan, and he's got an interesting perspective on it because his dream was to do these things that most actors end up in, but his goal was to go to those roles. Damien, I mean, not Clue Gulager.
What were you pantomiming just then?
This is the motion of someone's trajectory in life where, okay, over here is the actor who usually like, oh, now I'm going to have to play killers in horror movies. But Damien's like, I hope I can play a killer in a horror movie one day, right?
It looked like you were. It kind of looked like you were holding up a picture of your son who'd been torn to pieces.
My son was torn to pieces. I love that movie too much. Amy still hasn't seen it. She says
What
It's
movie is
crazy.
What are we talking about?
Silver
Silver
Bullet.
Bullet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I thought for some reason I thought you were doing a Mrs. Kittner thing.
It is kind of a riff on
It's
that. Actually,
kind of that, yeah.
That her son was
sheriff
also
is
torn
there?
to pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Clue Gulager, man, that guy was in so much great stuff. Well, great westerns, but like I knew him mostly from horror.
Yeah.
And Return of the Living Dead like had a serious impact on me. So, and a big part of that was his character and his performance in it.
Oh, yeah. He was the most badass of the whole bunch.
Yeah, when he says, "I'm gonna knock its goddamn block
Bert.
off." Yeah, so good.
Bert was a man of action.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace.
It's not a bad question, Bert. Now he's joined James Caron, predeceased him, and also the one who played the mortician.
Oh, Kalfa, Don Kalfa.
Don Kalfa. Thank you. So yeah, we're getting old, guys. All of our favorites are.
It has
Don
moving on.
Kalfa signed a photo for me that the Horror Hound when they were across from us, him and Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
And we were just a Sunday and everybody was closing down and I just went over and said hey and talked to him for a minute and he asked if I wanted a photo. He just gave me one.
That's
It was real
so
nice.
sweet. He's a sweet dude. I loved his big eyes.
Yeah.
My dad had big eyes like that. Something like where they would open their eyes and you're just like, theirs are gonna fall out.
Did you actually really worry about that sometimes?
Well, every once in a while, Dad would like really look at you, and I'm like, those are gonna look right out of your head.
I wish he got one of those like those 80 joke glasses where they with
the springs.
Yeah,
on
the
them.
springs, and he really freaked you out one day.
Those are gonna look right out of your head. Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody keeps dying, and I'm gonna need that to stop.
Yeah, stop dying, people.
Would you?
Yeah.
Already?
We're gonna do it. You know, like
Just try.
I'm trying to lead.
Try not to die.
Find these good examples of people who are role models and dying.
Oh, did we acknowledge that Nichelle Nichols died too?
Oh, and Nichelle.
We haven't been on
That was the other one, Nichelle Nichols. Yes.
Uhura, rest in
Fucking
peace.
shit. Yeah, I got my Uhura rubber ducky out in her honor. That's the one that's displayed prominently in the bathroom.
Did you take a bath with her?
I don't. Have you, Freddie?
No
I've got the whole original series cast as
have her
rubber
open-
duckies, but I have her in a special spot.
Open all hailing frequencies in the tub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can find me in the tub playing
Remember
with Uhura.
what movie was it where she does the sexy dance to cause a distraction?
That was First Contact. Remember, she did it to distract all of.
She recreates the fan dance.
Yeah, she does the sexy dance to distract the guards at James Cromwell's research facility. Remember? If I'm remembering right, I'm pretty sure that's it.
I don't know. It's in a movie.
Wait,
a
not
Star
First
Trek movie.
Contact.
Yeah,
That's
I was
the
like,
next gen movie.
Yeah.
That's not it. What's wrong with my brain?
So many things. Anyway, she was up. I mean, she.
Was it Generations?
She's a
then?
trailblazer.
The
She's a
shit
trailblazer.
she like created out of that role and everything else that she subsequently did. Like, fucking
I love the
legend.
strange music on the original series when they would have Uhura sing. And like, I just love the weirdness of everyone involved with the original series. Once they got out and they're like, I'm going to record a record. You know what I mean? And they all were like, I want it to be a little fucking weird. Is that okay?
They were all a little weird, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them were.
I love it.
How's Walter Koenig's album?
Yeah, I don't know if he got around to it. You think it's spoken word?
Yeah, in the accent.
He's like, Nuclear Vessels, a poem by Walter Koenig.
That's in his regular accent. Don't know why that's
Nuclear Vessels are very scary. Whales are kind. San Diego in summer, space is cold.
So did
Oh,
we
she was snapping for applause.
Yeah, snap.
have we properly memorialized all of the dead stars?
Night of the Dead Stars, featuring Paul Lind. You know what I found at the record store? Me and Andy were at the record store the other day.
Yeah, we're pretty cool.
You know, we went to a friend's event a day early by accident, so we had time to kill, and we went to Shake It Records, in which I forgot how big that place is. And we go to the downstairs, and don't you love that place, Kelley?
It's very cool.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
I
very
do.
Cool. Well, one, we found Rob Halford's Christmas album. I didn't know that existed.
Say what?
But the other thing, this made me think of dead celebrities.
Oh, is it? Can I guess? Is it the Hollywood Squares album?
Yeah, Hollywood Squares Zingers album. It's just a vinyl from back when Hollywood Squares was on. This is what we would do, I guess, before you could share a YouTube clip or something where you saw something on TV and you're like, did you see America's Got Talent? The one who threw the knives at the child. It's like that, but back then it would be on the squares.
Can
Yeah,
you
like
imagine that instead of watching it, we describe the blooper reels and stuff
that would
like
be
that.
what you had to do back then around the water cooler at your company where you smoke in the office.
So wait, what was the album?
The album was Hollywood Squares, but they were all zingers that people in the squares made. It's
so they're just
an
their
album.
jokes?
It was just clips from the show.
It's clips from the show on an LP, a large vinyl recording. It's fucking nuts that existed to me right
From
now.
what era was it?
70s,
it looked like.
I think.
It's like
How much was it?
Do you remember, Andy? I almost bought it. I remember it was reasonable enough that I considered it for a second.
If it was 5 and under, I would have let you.
Well, we'll go back. They have great stuff.
what if it was hard?
Oh,
to
it's
find?
not gonna be there now.
It's constant.
Oh,
It's like we can't keep those in stock.
Sorry, they had multiple.
We
ones
have a
too.
huge reach here, and every one of our audience members wants this album now.
Yeah.
So we're fucked.
That plus the Rob Halford Halloween album.
You said Christmas.
Christmas. Did I say Halloween just then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because that sounds more normal. A Rob Halford Halloween album sounds more normal.
You inadvertently did a Paul Lynn when you said that. You're like, did I just say that?
Did I say that? Oh, is this going to
Did
the
I?
album?
You got Lynn.
Rob Halford's got a Christmas album.
That's a old.
What kind of Christmas is that?
Listeners, do you know who Paul Lynn is? I'm sure the old people like us
Google
know.
it.
But
Google it.
I think our audience knows.
He's even older than I.
We got the tail end of Paul Lind.
We learned it from our parents.
We
and
had
shit.
burnt Paul Lind ends. We had what was left of him after the Love Boat era.
Oh,
The things celebrity appearances did to that man. I get chills just thinking about it.
So, that being said, do we want to talk about Nope, or you want to wait till Kelley has a chance to see it?
Kelly, you haven't seen it yet?
nope.
I haven't seen it.
Are you going to see it soon?
I'm gonna see it.
Then we're
All
going
right,
to wait.
someday.
When Kelly gets out of prison. Is that a secret? When he gets out and sees Nope.
Gonna have to cut that.
What's a very lax prison if they let him podcast from it?
Well, he keeps treating everybody.
Oh, do you think he snuck a computer in?
He took cosmic brownies in. He breaks a piece off for the guards every once in a while.
Ties it up his butt.
Yeah.
I do keep my MacBook and the brownies both up my butt.
How's the Pruno coming?
Where do you put the microphone?
Up his butt. Everything's up his
Everything's up his
Up my butt.
butt. Either they're small computers and microphones or he has a large butt.
Up my
Yeah.
butt.
Well, everything's up my butt these days. You know how it is these days. Everything's so small. Everything's up my butt.
Anyway, Nope. Just FYI, it's amazing. I loved it. Over on the Patreon, patreon.com/NOTLP, you will see that we have Origins up there, of course.
Nobody can talk to Origins, of course.
And the Topicanas. Last one we did was Andy asked us, if we could have any creative project, something adapted into a movie, TV show, or something. What do you want? Anything adapted. Any story. Anything.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
Any producers out there listening to that show, give us a ring. We'll help you out with ideas.
I need my Folgers incest commercial Twisted Sister movie made.
Was it like a Lifetime? I'm trying to remember. Did
It
you say
can be.
like kind of a Lifetime?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or I just filled that in.
But also, it's my week to have a question. Would you like me to tease it here?
Yeah.
Tell me if this is too much, but I was hoping you would share more light experiences, but of course I can't tell you what to do, but my question was going to be, tell me about a time you had to call the cops.
All right.
I'm going to make something up then, because I don't think I ever had to call the cops.
Were you ever with somebody who called the cops?
Yes.
There you go.
But it's still very
I
boring.
know a good one. You'll
I've
have
got
to
3 or
remind me. I'll have to make a note for myself.
I'll give you one. Just make one up, Andy.
Can I just, do I need to have a story by tomorrow? I can just call the cops. Like,
Yeah.
hi, I need a story.
You could call the cops.
We're not going to record this till
Okay.
tomorrow.
Don't call 911, but call the police station and say, "Hey, I curse me. I've never called the police for any reason in my life," and tell us what they say.
How you doing?
So what usually happens?
Yeah.
Like, say I'm being, I don't know, stabbed or something. For example, or something smaller. It could be something smaller. What else do police do?
But what's the line that we call for non-emergencies? What's that one? I can call them. Just
That's what I meant.
see what's
It's
up.
7 digits.
The non-emergency line.
It's called the non-emergency line. Kelly got it right.
Is there still an operator? Can I just say, operator, can you connect me to
Murray Hill 65000?
non-emergency line?
I mean, does 411 still work?
what's that's information?
Information,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, where you get a phone number. Remember when you used to have to do that?
Which probably something.
Yeah, it probably is something.
I could just probably tell my phone, like, call the police, right? And then we'll call the police.
Yeah. Don't. Right now. So yeah. that will be my Tropicana, and that will be posted here very soon.
All right.
It's very exciting.
Anything else going on? Or are we ready to move it?
I'm excited about maybe one day playing Dungeons and Dragons with you guys.
Yeah, we're excited to do it also.
I'm looking at Spelljammer. I'm considering.
That's what you said. I saw.
Any listeners out there have
I'm
experience
into it.
with it? Let us know.
We played it when it existed way back in 2nd edition or whatever. Anywho, it's neither here nor there, I guess.
It is sort of like a fourth wall thing.
I have D&D on the brain, right? Because I need to have more fun.
No, there's no walls here, Amy. It's open concept.
Open concept.
Yeah.
I'll open your concept.
That's dirty.
Oh!
Well, let's move into that. That's a good...
Is that a threat or a promise?
Well...
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for straight-to-video Russian roulette.
It's amazing, isn't it? 3 days of paddling.
What could possibly go wrong?
I thought I heard something. Maybe it's the man in the grey suit. What? That's what surfers call sharks. They're pretty timid usually. It's the big ones you have to worry about. Oh my God!
That thing is stalking us. It's hunting us, and it's not going to stop.
We have to get to the island.
There are kids in the water.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's coming. We have to get rid of it. So let's just kill it.
I'm going to trap it in the net.
Alrighty. Shark movie.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Can I tell you something about shark movies? I gotta say, I love a shark movie when it's I actually don't love most shark movies. I love like one shark movie and then I like maybe two other ones. But I tell you what I don't love now, especially, is just sort of the glorifying of like killing a shark and treating it like a villain in its habitat. Like, I don't want to sound like one of these people, one of these good people, but I am uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
No, I agree, Kelley.
You go in the water, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
And that's like just the truth.
Yeah, I've
I'm
always
with
said
you
that.
too.
Like, you know, when like you see on the news where they say we killed this 20-foot shark or we killed this 50-foot alligator, and that's not 50-foot alligators out there, but you know, when they kill giant alligators or something and they hail them as heroes. No, you leave those animals alone.
Yeah, stay out of their ecosystem. That's why I don't get in the ocean. I mean, I do.
I don't mind. And listen, I'm not saying I can't enjoy a man versus nature. But
I'm always cheering for the animal. Actually,
Is there a man versus nurture subgenre?
I think that's been most of the history of men.
That's brilliant what you just did, though.
It fires the imagination, doesn't it?
It does, but I feel like the marketing for they're just like, we gotta kill this fucking shark. It is fucking a menace. It's like J. Jonah Jameson going after Spider-Man with a harpoon. Like, it's just like,
At least they have a net in this. In the trailer, they had a net. So maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're like, maybe we can peacefully take it in, negotiate with it, and see what it wants.
Maybe we could all listen, you might not have loved the Meg, but at least the Meg gave you a shark that needed to be killed because it was too big.
Some sharks need
it was too big.
It shouldn't exist.
Also, it was the aggressor. It was trying to, like, they have to make sure that the shark shoots first now, I guess.
I feel like also I don't think a shark would continue to pursue you after it had been rebuffed once. I think it'd be
sometimes.
Not according to the show that Kelley turned us on to. You might have been asleep for this, but some of them.
It is
come back.
rare. but
Yeah.
sometimes they do. But that being said, like I don't love sort of the glee with which sometimes it seems they go into the idea of trying to identify with killing, a shark in the ocean.
Yeah.
But that said, I do like a shark movie. So anyway,
Yeah, We should go through the legal course and get the warrants to raid his compound and stuff like that.
There you go.
that's the way it needs to be done.
Yeah,
shark
None of this
judge
vigilante
involved.
justice. Due process.
Yeah,
So what's the name of this shit?
I had trouble finding it at first. I was like, "Where's the reef?"
Reef madness.
Oh my God, Andy.
I was trying to make a where's the
I
reef.
get it now. Yeah, I get it now.
All right, turn his fucking mic off.
Do you remember that
We're
old lady, the
done
Where's the
here.
Beef lady? If you're listening, are you alive? No, I know you're not alive. You're long dead.
I referencing 35-year-old Wendy's commercial.
You're
The old lady's long dead. The joke is long dead.
you're a monster. Get out.
But somehow I eventually did get there, Andy. So it was
It took me far too long, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm angry.
I didn't. This is bad delivery. I didn't.
That
do.
too.
I didn't do like the old lady did.
Is this bad? Is this bad delivery or bad DiGiorno's? Even that joke's old. See,
Where's the reef? I should. If I
that's what you should have
if I said it
done.
like
Where's
that.
the beef?
Yeah. You need an additional reminder like that. Yeah, just
Yeah.
another layer of something from the joke.
I'm glad I could workshop this joke in real time.
Maybe
with you
if-
guys.
Everybody's happy.
I could install like basically a counter in the foreground where it would make you look like a small old lady, right? And then you could deliver it straight to camera.
So you did find the movie though.
Yes, it was on Shudder.
And what's it called?
The Reef, Stalked. I think.
yes.
Yes.
So a sequel to the Reef then.
No. Yes. I don't remember the first Reef.
I don't think shark movie sequels really they don't have characters in common or anything.
But it's
like
situational.
I feel like it
it's
was
the
cheap.
shark
It's just
cinematic
the
universe.
name recognition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like how J.J. Abrams is buying up Cloverfield properties and putting the name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
got
that's
you.
what they're doing. I
Plus,
don't
he
know.
actually literally bought a housing complex called Cloverfield Properties.
Oh, okay.
You got to make your check out to a whole different company for some reason. It's
Okay.
like Abrams Housing.
You can't roll your
LLC.
eyes at this shit, Andy, after what you just fucking pulled. Now
true.
tell me about this goddamn movie.
Can you imagine J.J. Abrams as a landlord?
Yeah, I can actually.
You think he allows pets?
I think he's hands off. I think he has like a whole company that comes in.
Also, he just watches the money.
It's
roll
more
in.
of J.J. Abrams presents your apartment.
Okay.
You don't get any hands-on
Well,
with
it's hard,
J.J.
it's hard to sleep in those apartments because there's so many lens flares.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like,
somebody's always shining those lights in your windows at night mysteriously.
It's like, you like
You
a
hear a
lot.
lot of like heavy bass sounds like
He's like, you like a lot of windows.
You're thinking of
You got 'em.
Nolan Towers, Kelly.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, that's more blah.
Is dun 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 dun. Tsh.
You didn't steal it. It's
Huh?
different by a
Just
note.
go ahead.
Okay. The Reef, Stalked. It's a movie.
Yeah?
It's just there. You know those movies that just exist? They're not bad and they're not good.
Mm-hmm.
They're just there as movies, as something that was put on film.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm a slut for shark movies.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty easy.
Sharks.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, you flash a fin at me and my panties drop.
You're a shark slut.
Yeah. But it was just...
Get your panties on.
You've seen one shark... Like Kelly said, you've seen one shark movie, you've seen them all, kind of, right?
Except for like a couple of standouts. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't do anything... Maybe the only thing they did different was there was kayaks instead of big boats.
Oh dear. Well, that does make a difference, don't you think, in the level of... Oh no.
Yeah. Because
They're like, we're going to need a reasonably sized boat.
It's like, we're going to need a canoe instead of a kayak. I find kayaks scary anyway. So
Oh, me too.
That kind of made it a little better, I guess.
Anything that could be just pants, but is supposed to be a vessel for the sea. You know what I mean? Like a kayak when it has that like waistband that
Hold
you pull
on.
up.
So you think a kayak could just be pants? I can just walk around with
It's
a
really
kayak?
just really super wide hipped pants.
We were walking the other day at the park, Andy, remember? And you guys didn't get to see her, but there was an old lady in a kayak
with a dog in it.
with her little doggy in her lap. It's very cute.
Oh.
But I was also like, what if you tip over, ma'am? How do you get your legs out of there? You'll drown.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm sure kayakers listening to this are like, "That's all wrong."
Anyway,
You don't know the first thing about kayaking.
I don't. This is true.
So I guess sharks and kayaks, that made it a little scary because you don't have any protection. It's a kayak. He can flip you over really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happened a bunch of times. And also, why whenever in shark movies, when the shark bumps the boat and the people resurface, and when they fall in the water, they're like 50 feet away from the water, from the boat or the vessel.
You know, though, the waters, that really can happen because of the fucking tides and shit.
Yeah, it moves stuff.
Yeah,
But
quickly.
like when it happened, like the shark just, flips the kayak over, and all of a sudden they're like, swim back over here. And they're like, it's like Wilson and Tom Hanks or something. That's how far apart they are.
I'm ashamed to say I still haven't seen that movie.
I have
But
never.
It's just
Can you explain
neither
what
have
you
I.
mean by that? By
they're just
Wilson
really
and
far
Tom
away
Hanks?
from each other.
Oh my God, Andy, you're the only one here who's seen Castaway.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my references are going over your heads.
Yeah.
Yes.
You might as well be speaking another language.
Yeah.
What do you mean a
Tom who?
volleyball?
Tom, what?
I'm referencing Wendy's, Castaway.
He's serving 1992 realness.
And also, Amy brought up the fact that why is the shark? They kind of break the fourth wall. It's like, why is the shark just stalking us? Why don't you just leave us alone?
Yeah.
Because it eats one of the people. And you
Yeah.
think, how much does a shark need to eat?
I don't know.
They are like predators, right? Like a shark is like, that's what they do. They hunt and then they sleep.
Yeah.
And they hunt and
They
they
make
sleep,
little
right?
little sharks.
And make little sharks.
But you said like why they keep like wherever these girls go, the shark is there.
Right.
I thought that was called Stalked. Yeah,
You just piece that
it just
together,
pieced
Andy?
together for me.
Did you think there was an eye stalk?
Yeah,
Jack and the Bean.
Oh, you're killing me.
that celery stalk.
Showed up at her work.
Sliding into their DMs. We get a restraining
Did
order
you
on the
see
shark.
that? Like somebody working as a barista somewhere, and there's the line of customers ordering stuff, but like 3 deep in the line, there's a shark in a trench coat
and sunglasses.
like with sunglasses and like a fedora on, trying to hide its face. That's the shark movie
and
we
a little
deserve.
and a fake mustache. all
Now,
over
Kelley
Yeah.
could get
Shark
behind
mouth.
that.
Yeah,
I could.
like a jabberjaw,
I could get behind that.
and it's more
And
like
book
a
it.
relationship story.
So he eats one of the girls, and I assume she's probably about 150 or something. 150 pounds of meat. Is that
Calories?
enough to fill up a shark?
Not really. That's why they don't like that. There's not enough fat and stuff on people for us to be like a good like source of energy for them. That's why they usually let you go. I mean, it doesn't really matter to you because when they grab you, they bite your leg in half. But like,
Yogurt's
usually,
probably
like,
better for them, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So usually that's not really like the ones that actually eat people more than great whites are tiger sharks and bull sharks.
what?
A what?
Kelley, that's bull shark, and you know it.
Oh, I've been making these jokes all week watching the shark show.
They're so fun. I've learned though, I don't like to watch them in bed at night, the shark shows, because it's Shark Week. It's Shark Week become like Shark Month now.
Is it Shark Week on Discovery? Shark Week can go fuck itself, man. They fucked up their schedule, but Shark Fest on Disney
Is that what we're watching, Kelley? Is Shark Fest?
Yes.
Because we're watching what
on
you
Nat
told us to
Geo.
watch.
Oh, that's Nat Geo on Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
So I forgot
Ramps
what
Shark
you
show
up.
it
Fest
is.
at
Did it
Red
get your
Lobster.
Heart going too much?
All the shark
Oh
you
yeah,
eat.
I don't watch it at night.
Shark
and
scampi,
it's not
shark
that it gets
Alfredo.
me. It does get me worked up. Shark is disgusting. If you've ever had it, it's awful. Unless you like it, in which case, whatever. My dad used to get shark steaks, and the whole freezer smelled
The whole
like
refreezer?
death.
In
whenever
Soviet
we had
Russia,
them.
shark eats. You eat shark.
So anyways, yeah, it's a daytime thing, and I think it's just because the sunshine and stuff actually enhances it for me. Like I think about being at the beach, where at night I'm kind of like, I'm cozy in bed. It's not as effective for me at night.
Yeah, like murder is way better to go night too.
Because shark never climbed in your window in the middle of the night. Is I guess what I'm getting at.
So
and also, so I just had shark questions throughout this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do sharks know when they're full? Do they just eat until they get
The fat ones
till they
don't
explode?
no, I think they know.
I think they mostly don't. I think they're expending so much energy, like just moving and swimming. I think they kind of have to continuously fuel themselves. I don't think they're ever like super full.
So it does make sense that he's stalking these chicks, right? Because he's hungry.
Sort of. Well, I mean, are there other fish or anything else around?
We tried to tell him that, but he wouldn't give up on these girls. We said, look,
Elsa.
Jabber, that's our dog Elsa barking right now. They're
Well, this is fun.
Let me give you the backstory on what you're hearing. These two are a little jealous that Guapo is in here, but also they're fighting over the same dog bed. And now Millie is leaving. Millie's storming out. She has stormed out, and Elsa's over here heavily sniffing Guapo. She's sniffing the fuck out of him like I don't know what.
Oh, it's like a pat down. She don't want to pull
it is like a
switchblade or anything.
They know we're recording.
She's like, you got anything that's gonna prick me here?
All right, do you have other shark questions?
Yeah, this shark was just a jerk.
Oh yeah.
Just want to leave these girls alone.
It's like you got one.
Leave those girls alone.
Yeah.
I
would like to think that if I was encountered the shark harassing these girls, I would say something. But like I'm probably just get in a fight and make it worse. So I need another lady. I need another lady to step in and tell the shark to step off.
You know,
effective.
You would fight the shark?
Yeah, maybe.
And you
I don't
need
know.
somebody
I
more
don't know.
diplomatic?
Yeah, Andy's too much of a hothead.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all told to punch the shark.
And another thing I hate horror movies doing, where they add like a backstory to the main girl. You know, like a tragic backstory, and to add to the gravitas.
Don't you feel that's like the standard operating procedure for any man versus nature movie? Is the man has
I know, because they need
person,
to like overcome their fears, blah blah blah.
Yeah, there's something that happened to them prior to this encounter with an animal.
But it just didn't need it. All I needed is sharks in water and stalking people.
Yeah.
And that's
Sharks
it.
are all you need.
Yeah. So it's just a movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was a movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, these fucking dogs. I swear to God, if anybody.
Don't be a bully, Elsa.
I was butt fucked by spiders. That movie. Butt fucked by spiders.
Is there a movie called Butt Fucked by Spiders?
Yeah.
How is it?
It's mediocre.
Yeah.
It's not the best spider fucking movie I've ever seen, but
I'm working on one. I get nervous every time someone brings up having sex with spiders.
How often does that?
Well, you're getting butt fucked by. It's not consensual. This is
it's totally different than my idea.
I don't really care for this genre. In fact, it's
spider
not
sex
something that I like. Yeah. Well, non-consensual spider.
The non-consensual subgenre has been controversial over the years.
All right, Freddie, while you pull up the wheel of roulette, I'll read the movie that some lucky person's going to watch. I believe it's called Uma
Thurman.
Uma.
Wait, how's
is this the Sandra Oh movie?
Yes.
It's the Korean horror movie, isn't it?
Yes.
I love Sandra Oh.
It is on Netflix. Amanda and her daughter live a quiet life on an American farm, but when the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. Oh, we've all been there.
Oh yeah, I've seen the trailer for this.
Yeah.
This looked spooky.
Sandra Dermot Mulrooney. I can do that.
Patrick McDowell Roney.
Here she comes, turn around,
Pat.
Mulrooney.
Roney.
Dylan McDermott.
Pat.
Just tap it.
Mulroney Dermot.
Just tap the wheel. There you go. It's going to be Amy.
Oh dear.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Oh, Amy's watching Oma.
This is Amy's 78th nomination.
Amy. Oma.
Uma? I don't
Oh,
know.
my Amy.
That's the Dave Letterman Oscars joke.
No,
That's another old reference.
Yeah.
Where is the beef?
Hey, I talked about Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson breaking up, and I feel like that is extremely.
So you paid
current
for
news.
us, like you paid right up front for us.
Yes.
And got us our old ref pass.
Yeah.
She's like the young person in the retirement home that explains things to the rest of them.
I am the youngest one here.
Where they're like, the computer, I'm going to need that today. Is Amy in?
All right.
Okay.
It's like, what's that app? Tic Tac?
Tic Tac. I'm pretty sure it's the one for people with bad breath.
Yeah.
Every journey begins in the mind. A flight of imagination. A vision of what might lie across the universe. Or within the deepest regions of the subconscious. Dr. Edward Pretorius is about to embark on such a journey.
It's out of control. You've got to turn it off. Something's coming. Humans are such easy prey.
From the makers of Reanimator, from beyond.
Alrighty. This is one of my favorite movies, actually. Yeah.
This was so great. I knew it would be because I love everyone involved, but it didn't disappoint.
Yeah. So what's the story this is based on, Kelley? Do you know off the top of your head?
I want to say From Beyond.
I'm pretty sure they said it was from Beyond.
Is it From Beyond? That's the name of the original story?
H.P. Lovecraft story, yeah.
I couldn't remember. I don't remember the story at all. Are you fresh on it, the actual short story?
I am not fresh on it because that was not one of my favorites.
So we'll just talk about the movie, and
All right.
that's okay.
Because it's not like the basic concept is there, but they kind of Hellraiser it up. So
Yeah, I couldn't imagine there was a sex dungeon in a H.P. Lovecraft story.
Zero.
I don't think
sex
he was
dungeon
getting
in
laid
this story.
enough.
What year was Hellraiser? Is that like
I don't
the
know.
same
Off the top of my
time?
head. Well, this was 86, right?
Yeah, it seems like
From Beyond was
Hellraiser-
86.
I think Hellraiser was close to
Yeah.
87. So this predates Hellraiser by 1 year.
Oh, okay.
I was just asking
there you
Freddie yesterday or the other day, is Hellraiser cosmic horror? I thought an argument could be made, and now we're talking about it right now. Isn't that
I would agree that
Yeah.
Hellraiser absolutely is cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's so unspecific. Like they never say for sure if it exists in like the
Yeah.
Christian mythos or not.
Right.
I think all you need is madness, right?
Sure.
Madness, yeah. And you know, Lovecraft was a huge influence on Clive Barker, so that
You need
tracks.
some cosmos.
So From Beyond is the story. You got Dr. Pretorius, who is in this film played creepily by Ted Sorrell.
He mostly stays just moist and
Yeah, it's a
folded.
It's a Usna film, so of
Yeah.
course it's going to be moist.
Do you feel like they wanted Oliver Reed at some point, and they
Yes.
wouldn't this been a perfect Oliver
That
Reed
guy
character?
was a very much a stand-in for Oliver, the dirty sex man Reed.
Yeah, and he wears this kind of awesome looking
Dirty
kimono. You know, I
Yeah,
get
the kimono. That's what made me think that's what I'm thinking of. In agreement with you.
What is
It's
it about
him in
white?
the-
Yeah. What is it about white guys in kimonos that are just so gross and sleazy?
It is.
I don't
it
know.
always is.
It's because like you get the impression that
Started
they
with
stripped
Tarantino
it off
and
of
Pulp
like
Fiction.
the remains of an Asian woman that they are responsible for the death of. At least that's where my imagination went. So I like that they eschewed the traditional white lab coat for this character and made him a total fucking freak.
Well, he woke him up in the
Yeah.
middle of the night.
Yeah.
Crawford, which is Jeffrey Combs' character's first name.
Tillingast.
Took me a very long time
Which
to
I think is a
understand
Lovecraft
who the
name.
fuck Tillingast was versus Crawford because I thought it was a last name.
That is such a Lovecraftian name.
Yeah, Pretorius
Yeah.
is from Bride of Frankenstein.
So what did
Bride of
HP stand for?
Frankenstein. Howard Phillips.
Oh, okay. It sounds
It's not
it
fun.
sounds so ordinary for such a complex individual.
Well,
You ever
last
seen him without a
name's
shirt
pretty.
on?
Who?
Harry Pitt's Lovecraft.
That's why he was like, that's what they called him.
Yeah.
And they were always like bullying him in the locker room. And
Yeah. They're like, it's ironic your mother named you Harry Pitts, HP. Put a shirt on. Those are disgusting. And that's where the tentacles came from, and everything really originated in his armpits.
So where were we?
Oh, yeah. Dr. Pretorius is a total fucking, really a monster as a human being. You think he might just be into kinky sex, but it turns out that he's really legitimately torturing people while his live-in Smithers type of assistant, played by Jeffrey Combs, is in the spare
manservant almost.
Yeah, he stays in the spare bedroom, kind of crying.
I did get like a Frankenstein vibe from this.
Oh, definitely Frankenstein.
Yeah, so it's like, who's that? His
Igor.
Igor, yeah.
He's Igor. Yeah, he's like a much more charming Igor. Also, he's still kind of like a weird character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he's totally Jeffrey Combs. Like, plays
he's always
shit out
weird.
of it.
So this big event happens with this device called the resonator, which is the thing. It's the analog for the shimmer from last week. There's the
That
resonator.
is also, there is a recent Lovecraft movie, and I didn't realize it might even be a new, like Dark Castle or the Charles Band
Full Moon.
Yeah, and it looks super cheap, but it has the resonator. Like it's I think it's even called Miskatonic.
Oh, you know what? I think I heard about that. You know that cheapness of their movies is deliberate. Full Moon actually tries to make the movies they make now look like the ones they made in the 90s and 80s.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a mistake?
I don't know if it looks like
His face.
the movie. It's a different kind of cheap.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that cheap HD cameras. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Dick cameras.
Anyway, but it might be fun. But it's got the resonator in it and a bunch of CGI.
So the resonator. Here's the thing about the resonator. One, it's like 4 tuning forks and like
Warren G.
Yeah, Warren G. The saddle mount up. So the resonator is
Get
a
the fuck out of here.
like a Tesla coil with like 4 tuning forks jammed in the top and some lights. I like the set on this movie. I like the
it's
use
great
of purple and pink in this. Is different
Great
than most.
set.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like we were talking about that artwork earlier. The artist
Patrick Nagel.
The Patrick Nagel art. This movie, I think, aesthetically tells you at that time where we were at in a really great way. But yeah,
this is a vibe I love. Like these are kind of not. I didn't, like I said, I saw parts of this. Maybe I even did see the whole thing. I guess I don't remember. But these are kind of my, like, where most people like really connected with slasher movies. I didn't. I do these kinds of horror movies for me as a kid were just this feel is so familiar and like
it reminded me of House a little bit.
Yeah,
yes, very much,
definitely in moments.
I haven't thought about that movie in a while.
So what the resonator does is it stimulates your peen gland.
Pineal.
I'll call it peen for short.
It looked like a peen coming out of his skull.
Right here in the middle where your third eye is, which is something I've always been kind of fascinated with, and I wish I'd had more time to read about the phenomena of the third eye. I didn't.
But now you can't.
And now I can't ever again.
Your third eye's
there never
blind.
seems to be enough time to read about the third eye in your forehead. There's a third eye in the middle of your forehead, supposedly.
The parietal eye.
Yeah, and this resonator stimulates that gland.
Pineal gland.
That
Pineal.
until it grows. And what happens is Dr. Pretorius has gotten his so stimulated that he opens a riff where all of these creatures that look kind of like eels floating through the air are now visible to him through this enhanced sense he has of the room now. And Jeffrey Combs is there for the ride.
Creates a field that anybody in that space can see these things.
So are they just always there, or do they exist in like another dimension?
They're always there.
Yeah, he says it's like germs.
But it is kind of like another dimension also.
Yeah.
Like you can't view, like it's like not being able to hear certain frequencies, I think is the concept, or not being able to see certain colors on a wavelength. He was very much about shit like that. So this is like seeing a plane of existence that is you can't normally see because it's beyond our
'cause
field of perception.
I interpret it as breaking down the walls from us, separating us from other dimensions, and
That's what I would think, because you can't touch them, hear them.
But just for these people,
right?
Like just for those in the field, like it doesn't. It just lets you see the shit that we normally can't.
It's like a microscope, but for the atmosphere around you.
That's one thing I wanted wanted more from the movie. I wanted more creatures. I feel like we saw like maybe 3 or 4 creature designs. But
what they gave us for what they were working with was pretty great.
It was pretty great.
I just wanted more creature stuff.
Yeah, I love, like, as far as this and John Carpenter's The Thing, I think are the 2 movies growing up that the effects disturb me to a level where I would sit up at night and think about them. Like if I was reading Fangoria or Gorezone or whatever, and they'd have like something about somebody's effect work in there, and I'd stop for a minute and be like, oh yeah, it was like a trigger to a PTSD kind of thing of thinking of the fucking CPR scene and The Thing. This
it
for
was
me is
gross
like that. Yeah.
Well, even now still. And, obviously there are limitations technically for it on a lot of levels, but like, it still really worked for me, like on a genuine level. Like I kind of could like get past, like I think the writer Powley, I can't remember their first name, the guy's first name. I think it's a guy.
Harry Pitts. You're talking about Dennis Powley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to capture kind of a Lovecrafty thing while also being like moving things along. It doesn't, there are things that aren't always super convincing, but like the whole, it feels so good on the whole. The whole is greater than the sum of those little parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara Crampton is amazing.
Let's get to her.
Was just reminded again, and like I said, I remember her scenes in the fucking dominatrix shit.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Boy,
so
do
I definitely saw those at some point. But she's so great. She just has a great face. She's just a great, like, fucking, she just goes for it, man.
Her and Jeffrey Combs.
I think the whole cast kind of went for it. It's very big acting.
Ken Ford.
Yeah.
It was like acting like they were in a 30s or 40s horror movie, like something from
it really did
the
feel
Frankenstein
like
era.
Let's get to. I got some minor nitpicks.
Dr. McMichaels, that's Barbara Crampton's character. The reason she turns up, right, is because Pretoris's head, our jackass in the kimono, is twisted into what looks like a reverse ice cream cone situation. Where your body's the scoop.
And that's another thing I like about the movie. It hit the ground running right away.
Yeah, it really does.
There's no like build up to see what the what's it called, the reactinator
resonator
was. Yeah, and we saw the creatures right away.
Yeah,
and there was no moments of like, oh, he's just crazy.
It's a cold open, kind of like they did on the X-Files.
Yeah, I did think that was weird for a second because I was like, oh shit, did we start this like in the middle?
I love that storytelling.
I do too. They get you because then they go back and give you the stuff later.
Yeah, and you get it secondhand through the narration of Jeffrey Combs' character and how horrified he was by a lot of the things he witnessed, which makes it more powerful, I think, especially with the limitations budget-wise, to have him talk about all those other things that were happening in the house prior to the resonator twisting off the doctor's head.
Oh man, Jeffrey Combs with his eyes all rolled up in his head, like when he's in the hospital, like when she's like looking at his third eye. That he is so creepy.
Yeah. He plays a really interesting, he has a very bizarre range. Like he goes from being like very sympathetic, not just in this film, but in like a lot of his roles, he can be like a very sympathetic kind of fragile character. But then there's times when he can be so sinister in like almost like a Shakespearean level of sinister.
Well, and then you get sort of his like arch anti-hero reanimator, who's like a dick and a mad scientist, but you still like kind of like him.
No, you get it because like it's not him that's being. He's kind of being manipulated by the other dimension. So like, you see both sides of him, like his humanity and his crazy parts.
Well, even before that, like you kind of like his character is of questionable character that because he didn't do anything to intervene on behalf of these women that were essentially his boss was probably a serial killer, Dr. Pretorius. Everything they say suggests that there were women who went missing and the last person that saw them was him, right? And the whole time he's in the house kind of like too afraid to intervene. That's kind of a cool arc that when he does he finally decides to stand up to the guys when he's at his most powerful.
He does get his redemption.
Yeah. So I feel like that's pretty satisfying for a low budget horror movie,
when
you know?
Barbie Cramps first shows up, she's a psychologist or psychiatrist.
Yeah.
It's a very Silence of the Lambs moment.
Yeah.
They play real, by the way, just so you understand, if you haven't seen this, you don't know this style of movie, they play real fast and loose with reality. Like, she just kind of shows up at a mental hospital. There's no procedures.
None.
So it's a Call of Cthulhu adventure.
It is. That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, that it's a perfect Call of Cthulhu campaign. And so this is one of the rare places, because like there are other times I don't like this lack of attention to detail. But for some reason in these Brian Usna movies or Stuart Gordon, whoever it's both of them.
Yeah, I think that Gordon directed this one.
He did. It works for me. You know,
it's not a grounded
want.
universe. It's kind of a cartoony universe.
I was like staring at the TV like, oh, he says they were doing experiments to make the pineal gland and then he went crazy and then there's something that exists that we can't see. She's like, hey, Copper, I know you think he murdered somebody, but let me go back to his place. We'll fire her back up. We'll just do the experiment again and just kind of see how it goes.
The cop that goes is Ken Foree,
but she's talking to this detective, and she's like, "Cool," and he's like, "All right, little lady." So she gets to wander off with potentially a murderer. Now you're right, Kelley. It didn't really bother me, but in the moment, I was like, "The fuck."
They should have shown Ken Foree getting ready to go to the house. Like in those action
he picks
movies,
them up at the
where they load their weapons and they strap stuff on, and it's all in close up while they're doing it. But one of them is he pulls on those little silk panties you're going to see him in later.
I loved it. He was so great in this movie. He acted like he was in an 80s sitcom.
He's fun. He's pretty funny, dude.
Yeah, and he does an 80s thing where cops eat all the time.
Yeah,
I miss that.
Yeah. That's good shit.
Great jacket.
Speaking of inappropriate horror movie food scenes, Amy's been watching the Friday the 13th movies again, and she was just watching part 4.
3.
Or
3.
Before is the one with Miguel Nunez Jr., right?
No, that was...
Or 5. The one with the group home.
Okay.
Whichever one that is. I can't think of it right now. But there's a scene in that movie, and it kills me because it makes me think of these scenes like when cops are eating on dead bodies and all that stuff, but it was just a different kind of inappropriate because it just didn't feel like it in place in the movie necessarily, where this character goes into Miguel Nunez Jr.'s trailer and he's introducing himself and he keeps offering her all the old food off the floor of the trailer. She's like, you want some pizza? How about an enchilada? And like, it is not, it's a very strange moment in the movie because, right, the rest of the movie is not super comedic.
No. Yeah.
It's probably one of the darkest installments of the series because it's a bunch of kids with disabilities being targeted by...
Thanks for bringing us all down. So From Beyond.
Anyways, random food scenes are one of my favorite things too, Andy. Because I love it in real life.
When he was making those, that biscuit and stew...
Oh, that looks so good.
No, the proportion of biscuit and stew was way off.
No, that's the way I would do it.
So Ken Foree is making them dinner because he's a nice man.
Yeah.
And they're going to let him die horribly later. But
hilariously
I thought the biscuit, because I think it's a light, airy biscuit, and there's just enough stew under it.
It looked dense, the biscuits.
Well,
it looked real, which is something else.
Good.
I feel like that was really prepared and consumed on the set.
Yeah. You think Ken Foree actually made it for them?
I feel like
from an old family recipe.
That doesn't it feel like something he would do?
Because he was so sweet in this movie.
he was one of the more enthusiastic guests at Horror
And
Hound.
plus, I would never thought I would see Ken Foray in little panties.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Amy liked that scene.
No.
In wet panties at that.
You kind of, it seemed like you were like, ho ho.
No, because I was like, okay, we got titties. It's nice to see some reciprocity. Even though he didn't take off his little panties, he was still wearing panties.
So we didn't see his dick, but we saw his dick.
You basically saw his dick, okay?
Yeah.
And he was wrestling with, was it Jeffrey Combs on the ground in his little panties?
And then he picked him up like a little baby.
Yeah.
It was so adorable.
That really kind of hurt me a little bit when he. Well, I went through a whole gamut of emotions when Ken Foree picks up Jeffrey Combs. One is it's fucking hilarious because he's in those little panties.
Yeah.
Two is it felt so sad to me at one second. Like I went to a whole nother moment because Jeffrey Combs looks so fragile and tiny in his hands.
He got shaved by the creature.
Yeah, you thought it was going to eat his head like it did a Pretorius.
It just ate his hair.
Just ate all the hair off his head.
Yeah, no, that was I thought that was a really effective scene, like him carrying him away. Like, first of all, it really demonstrates how caring that character is. And also just, again, for a horror movie, like when McMichaels is in, sex mode and coming on to him, like he absolutely is just like, if I have to carry you out of here, like, he's working on it. He's trying, to be good. And he is like, he's just like that's like your pure of heart character.
Yeah, he's very heroic. But that doesn't pay off for him because he gets eaten by cosmic piranhas.
Well, this is Lovecraft.
Yeah.
And there are no heroes.
Yeah, it's true. Only people that dig too much and suffer the consequences.
I had a point to make.
Was it that Ken Foree got devoured?
Oh, my other minor nitpick, and it's sort of in the same vein of Amy, just shut up and suspend your disbelief. But, the lab, the computers, everything kind of gets destroyed in the beginning. Not like completely destroyed, but there's been damage inflicted on everything in the lab, in the house. And then later, she springs him, and him and Ken Foree show up at the house. And he's like, just give me some time. I'll get it fixed. And he's like, all right, we're going to have to do this manually because I can't fix this, that, and the other. So you're going to have to go over here and move this handle. The same handle he had to move in the beginning when everything worked. Now to work it manually is up and down on the little lever.
It's like that whole fucking scandal with the blood testing company. Where all
Theranos.
It was like a Theranos situation where none of this really worked.
None of it worked.
It was all a show for the investors.
The pineal gland just regulates your melatonin production.
At the end of the movie, there's this scene that they cut out where
it does not make you see other dimensions.
The investors leave the house, right? All of the venture capitalists have left the Dr. Pretorius laboratory home, and then everybody's like, "All right, we put on a good show for them about the resonator," and Ken Foree climbs out from under the floor where he's been turned into a skeleton with a human head. And Barbara Crampton puts her regular clothes back on. Jeffrey Combs pulls his bald cap off. And they're like, all right, we're going to sell so many fucking resonators. I hope you like cash, cold and hard.
I would have loved for seeing that cut.
Yeah, it's a shame that it burned up in that fire.
So Pretorius is still he's in this other dimension now, working on his body's morphing into something.
Well, it's like he's like the things. I think he's there all the time. Yeah, I mean, basically in that other dimension. So he's changing and planning, and he's gross.
Aren't you just glad they kept the actor's face as part of the puppet?
Oh my God, it made it so like effective. Yeah. It made it way more effective than like a lesser. It really worked. It worked for me.
Yeah, me too. I'd watch it again right now. I love this movie so much.
Like his ultimate goal was to see and experience it all, I guess. But
who is Pretorius or
Pretorius?
He wants to experience ultimate play. It's very again, it predates Hellraiser, but it's very Hellraiser-y. And he just wants ultimate whatever, and this is to experience someone else's mind and have them experience yours, which I guess is a horrible thing if you're not a goo monster.
Yeah, it's like a Vulcan mind meld with an old bag of poop.
Yeah.
It all, I don't know, what else do you want to say? It all kind of culminates with monsters, really cool ass monsters. And then what's his face gets sucked in? Jeffrey Combs. Help me out here.
I wasn't sure if you were struggling
at the end. Pretorius monster. He eats Jeffrey Combs, but Jeffrey Combs breaks out of his stomach. And,
cool.
And they kind of they start eating each other.
Wait, does his hair come back too?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he went in there and he's like, I'm going in for my hair, son of a bitch. Eyebrows too. I believe I had eyebrows. It's like when someone gets thrown out of a bar. They're like, I believe I had a hat. If he had puked him up and his hair was back, but his eyebrows weren't, and he looked at Dr. Pretorius and said, I believe I had eyebrows. And then he fucking coughed 2 eyebrows out.
It just sticks on. Well, Barbie Cramps sets a explosive.
Because real quick, I don't want to gloss over Sex Kitten Barbie Cramps.
Oh yeah,
don't gloss over it.
I want to gloss her from head to toe.
In the dominatrix outfit.
Yeah.
Glaze her like a donut.
Hey.
What?
She tries to get all of the nookie.
Yeah.
She's just rubbing up and down on everything in that house.
Yeah.
But she kind of gets clear and is like, I'm going to blow it up. So she blows, here we are.
It is kind of interesting the way, was she possessed by Dr. Pretorius?
No, I think she...
Well, the pineal gland, they said when your pineal gland is stimulated, it also affects, it increases your libido. And I also think being in the field makes everybody it breaks human beings' minds a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're sort of under the influence of just these impulses.
Before Ken Forey was devoured by a million bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, his death scene was so sad.
I know. He was getting a boner in the field too.
He was so like,
but he was just so honest about it.
That was funny.
But he's like, why do I got this hard on?
But I did love at when she comes back to the house to blow it up.
Yeah.
You see the chalk outline for the body.
Yeah.
Ken Forey's body, but it's all tiny and twisted.
I didn't notice it was all this.
It was an accurate outline.
I'm gonna have to see. Gotta watch it again.
Yeah, it's got the big head and like a tiny little body. so they actually traced it around his.
That is hilarious.
Body. Oh, but I was not expecting to see Barbie Cramps being sexually assaulted. That was kind of tough to watch because Pretorius is kind of turned into a monster and his fingers start extending to really lengthening, and he puts his hand down where we can't see it, and
that's like
your mind went to places.
In a way, that's very consistent with the scene that she did for Reanimator, where the evil doctor, she is.
It's tame for the 80s.
Yeah, and I feel like it was almost like a signature, and they knew they were what they were doing. It was
for sure. It was trope.
Yeah, a trope to
they
kind of
treated it like sexual assault, whereas some movies would treat it as boys being
just
boys.
Seeing those long fingers reach down there, and it was like, ew.
Boys, the thought of that thing.
Well, that's what it was supposed to. I mean, it's supposed to be so just absolutely horrifying.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing right now because I'm picturing like that blob going before a judge for the crimes that he's committed. And the boys will be boys argument.
It's dead now. It got blowed up.
Yeah, they blew that shit up. I want to mention Bonnie Summers. Did you notice great character actor who played the neighbor? If
with the one with the dog bunny?
Yeah, the one with the little dog.
Yeah.
The actor's name is Bunny Summers. She was in the last Starfighter. She was one of the neighbors in that too, where she's
she just plays neighbors.
The trailer. She does. She is almost always that I can think of. Like she was on Perfect Strangers and like tons of old sitcom work. She was really great. She passed away about 12 years ago, but.
But I love that scene of her running down the stairs.
Yeah.
After it was very Hitchcockian.
And he's behind her, Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, the camera angles and the way he shot it was very Hitchcock.
Because they're not moving in real time. It's stagey.
Yeah.
It's a stagey movement in it, but it's choreographed. You're right. So his pace is one. It was like almost musical the way she was moving at a slower pace.
She's like almost standing still, and
Yeah.
the stairs are moving, and Jeffrey Combs is running behind her. So
Yeah, but he's actually making a little bit of progress.
But it's like so well shot.
It's surreal.
Well, that's what it was. It was so like I felt like it was like doing a really good job of showing you like she's slow.
Yeah,
and like
it showed madness.
He's getting the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was messy.
Great movie.
It was silly.
It
was
Barbie Cramps goes
wonderful.
mad.
Yeah.
It was lubey. So much lube.
It was lubey.
It is a very damp movie, which is appropriate for the dog days of summer that we're in now.
The basement is flooded, literally,
What? It was.
and there's a monster down there, and it was a cool monster.
They were great monsters. It was just so good.
Great monsters.
All
This
right.
has really put me in the mood to watch more of these from this team.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at the end of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebub bumps. Doing great. What?
What?
Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP. Okay, here I go. Are you ready, Alise?
What's up, Alise?
She is my wife.
His wife.
Lynn Walsh.
Lynn, Banshee Chapter. That's a movie that was also based on From Beyond. That's really good with Ted Levine.
And from a land down under. What's it called?
Banshee Chapter. I think it was on the Oculus Rift too. I think you could watch the movie in VR if I remember right. I could be making that up. I don't know.
Alyssa.
Hey, Alyssa.
Branan and Emily.
Guys.
Jeffel.
Folks.
Dustin.
You good people.
Iona Goodwin.
I own a great one.
Dr.
And
Brian.
like a good neighbor, Brian is there.
We found out today that Fiona's new sibling is a boy.
Fiona.
And you are able to submit name suggestions to the Cincinnati Zoo for the newest baby hippo. And I had
Alise
asked...
submitted names.
Huh?
Alise submitted names.
What names did she submit?
Donkey.
Donkey.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And maybe Shrek.
Maybe Shrek. Puss in Boots.
Maybe Shrek.
So I asked Bill, a.k.a. Jerk Bitch Boat, if I could submit that. I might clean it up a little. Who knows?
I don't think you're going to win.
I don't know if it
Jerk
goes,
B-word boat.
if it goes to like a audience vote, I think it'll win.
It'd be Hippo, Big Hippo Face.
They should name it Little Bastard.
There you go.
That would be a great name.
I'm going to submit Hungry Hungry.
That's good too.
Let's submit Bill Farner.
I bet it wins.
Oh, we should. If you've told the story when you send it in,
Yeah.
you could be like, "Our friend Bill is such a good guy. You should name your baby hippo after him."
About Blake.
Yours truly, Freddie Morris. Also, if not, name it after Blake. He's also pretty good.
Mark Watts.
Mark, don't name your baby hippos after Mark Watts if the old Willie Nelson song's to be believed.
Blayne. Yogurt.
I don't believe a thing they said about you.
Jordash Jeans. Can we? A little baby hippo named Jordash.
Oh my God, a little baby hippo in Jordash.
Oh, shit.
Let's call Jordash and have some Jor delivered.
DJ Pauly G.
From DoorDash.
Wiggity wiggity.
Jeremy and Cassie and Gamora.
They bring the stink.
Ernie.
You bring the sticky.
Freddie's not implying that Jeremy and Cassie stink because they
No,
don't.
I'm
They
talking
smell
about-
lovely.
It's a good stank. You stank so good.
It's a good
Yeah.
stink.
Ernie, you smell fine too.
I called Ernie Sticky. He brings the stickiness.
Oh.
He brings the glue.
Dave Siebert.
Dave brings the drugs.
Don't get him in trouble.
I just making shit up.
Michael
Legal drugs.
Burns.
Michael burns so badly. I need ointment for my cool.
And Monica.
Monica, I'm so happy that you still have that porg and that it's still working.
Thank you so much for listening. It'll be listener pick next week, so that will be a surprise for all of us. Mostly
For
the
all of
person
us.
that's going to win because I forgot to do that today.
There you go.
So whoever gets it, you got to turn this shit. I'll send you some suggestions that I want to watch. Is that okay? Anyway, I love y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
I love y'all. Bye, everybody.
When his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead, and Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London